efter en fullspäckad dag som vi har premiär på vår föreställning Askungen imorgon, så är jag till slut nu hemma. Och på tal om sagor så finns det ju ett annat sagoväsen som kallas Vampyr. Och det är det vi ska spela idag. Vi ska spela vidare Vampyr eller Vampyr eller... Alltså det är inget E. Det är inget E där, så därför så kan det ju inte bli Vampire. Ja, vi får ta tag i det här. Vi får hugga tag i det med huggtänderna och suga ut blodet ur spelet, har jag på att säga. Men det kanske vi inte ska göra. Men kanske i några i spelet vi gör det på. Vi märker det.
didn't deserve this.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum. It's locked.
I hope I live long enough. I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city. The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. What's this? Some sort of note. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge. Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
No time I can remember. But I've only been part of the guard 3 weeks.
All the more reason to shut it, Mr. Billy. If the man says a bloodsucker's no good for him, you've got one job, and that's to find it. and find it fast.
It's not a safe place right now, sir.
Why do they hide when it's so damn cold?
I cannot enter.
Crush the leech, boys! Bloody leech!
Back here again.
Are you dead? This is not a place for you, sir.
We won't see any of these bastards back here again.
Easy does it, boy. Leech! Christ, he's dead! Watch it! It's a killer! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Fan! Jag vet inte hur länge jag har kört med micken av. Helvete, jag har kört med micken av då i säkert 20 eller 10 minuter, en kvart. Fan också! Nybörjarmisstag. Ja. Ja, nu har jag sagt säkert massvis med skit och så har inte det kommit med för att jag hade glömt att slå på micken. Men jag har säkert sagt något om att jag är dålig på stealth och att vad heter det? Jag är dålig på stealth har jag säkert sagt, och jag har säkert sagt något om att ja, precis. Det var problemet med att jag kom igång så sent så att det inte var några här som kunde påpeka det. När jag är dålig på stealth upptäckte att det inte finns någon knapp för att springa snabbare, vad jag har märkt. Ja, fast jag startade ju inte, jag kom inte igång med streamen förrän 10 minuter in liksom. Men ja, det betyder att jag har ju tekniskt sett varit mutat då men då är det i alla fall 17 minuter jag varit mutat typ. Jag hatar mig själv ibland alltså.
Fresh blood.
Ja, det kommer jag ju inte göra.
The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
I'll not betray your trust.
Med tanke på att jag har gjort om så att jag slipper redigera genom att ladda upp hela streamsen från förr exakt som de var. För att inte. Jo, men det är mest att det är klart att det händer mig.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Must have more. Oh dear God, not again. Will you please stop? Just a sip, I promise. You are my dearest friend. You're my last and dearest friend.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
bludgeon. Ja, men tack.
Please, stop.
Är det någon mer levande här?
Let me go. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must
Oh,
return
nej.
to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Oj.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something
Ja,
about what has
men det
happened
var
to
kul.
William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Kan inte springa ner i vattnet. Han är inget fan av att bada alltså. Vad har vi mer här? Ja. Nej, jag ska bekliva ombord på båten gissar jag på. Aha. Vänta, där är William B.
Creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
At dawn we row. Okej, den där tror jag innebär att jag gjorde något som var storybaserat. Och det blir bra. Jag har inte ätit någonting sen... vad heter det? Sen typ... Kan det vara 1 idag? Sen har varit så fullt upp med repet och få allting att fungera och teknikstrul och allt. Då ska vi se här. Bara fixa en snabb sak. skumt. Är det någon röd dag imorgon eller någonting? Jag behövde bara se till att jag betalade en grej här lite snabbt. Och av någon anledning så kunde jag inte välja imorgon. Det är väl fred. Nej, fan, det är ju lördag imorgon. Klart. Det är ju. Det är helg imorgon. Jag råkade tänka att det var fredag imorgon. Det var därför det inte gick ihop.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea.
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reid.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reid, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reid. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt.
Varför har vi stannat för?
Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reid, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a
Trodde jag skulle behöva välja.
I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Det är ju snällt att jag har någon som bryr sig så mycket i alla fall.
Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reid here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Vilken hype, man.
Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea,
Welcome
immediately.
aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Jävlar vad länge de ska åka hem.
It's locked, all right.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Now! It's my turn!
Måste jag gå dit? Vad händer nu?
Each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
Ja, jag kommer nog inte förbi dem i trappen. Nej.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Okej. Men vad fan, måste jag göra det?
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Varför kan jag inte göra release för?
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Wow. Det finns 2 trophies där, alltså en trophy för att bita honom. En för att jag valde att inte bita honom.
Whoa, I feel giddy. Did I black out? What happened? Did I black out?
Ja, det gör i alla fall att det är värt att spela spelet 2 gånger om jag kan få en trophy för att döda honom.
It
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Det var många patienter utanför.
Come on, I don't have all night.
Ja, där är du. Okej.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
Oj. Vilken service.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Oh, nice.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Ja. Det var han har. Hur mycket pengar? 76 har jag. För att de gröna kanske är sådana här som det bara finns en av. Ja. Precis. Begränsat med vad som finns. Vart tar han vägen? Ambulanschauffören, men han är inte kvar här. Var gick han? Undrar om jag genom att öppna de där skåpen egentligen stjäl från liksom patienternas så här plats för värdesaker. Ja, och där har vi gått en cirkel. Det ser ut på kartan. Ja, men det verkar inte vara hur mycket mer kanske kommer åt här. Men vi tar en liten tur hit bort och tittar i alla fall. Så vi har gjort. Oj, vi kommer bara längre och längre bort från sjukhuset just nu. Popular farm. Influensaepidemi. Ja, det är ju klart. Det är spanska sjukan just nu. Fan, där får man att tänka på Walking Dead. Det var Don't open dead inside. Vart? Där. Är det bort hitåt vidare? Ja, det finns lite område till här. Fuck. Lite ont om liv. Nej! Fasen. Här dog jag. You've been defeated. Vi ser vart jag kommer tillbaka till nu då. Oj. Vart är tyst? Kom tillbaka.
It's locked.
Kan undvika dem där, va? Ja.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Vi på sjukhuset. Men jag tror vi tog en annan dörr än den främre dörren. Nej! Fasen! Nytt försök. Wow. Nej! Nej! Fuck! Ja, men det där gick bättre. Alltså jag kan inte ta det där namnet seriöst. Milton and Pippa. Alltså det, på svenska betyder det så jävla annan sak.
It's locked, all right.
Allt är låst. Vad är jag nu i förhållande? Där är jag. Här är nog stopp. Där är det låst. Här var det öppet. Det var bra i alla fall att en dörr släpper in mig. Hospital full. Go home. Serious? Okej, vad innebär det? Hästkontroll, då har jag ätit 10 råttor hittills i spelet alltså. Oj, 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 här. Ja, jag gissar på att serious betyder att de är lite farligare här. Jag tror jag väntar med att gå dit. Så var det jag sprang, ja. Jag håller in cirkel. Oj. Vad har vi här?
I cannot enter.
En låst dörr. Där var stopp. Var ingen mer hit samma. Nej. Vänta, vad var det där? Join the ranks for your king and country. För kung och fosterland. Jag syns ju fortfarande i spegeln, det är intressant.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reid.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reid? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. Never could keep anything from her.
Okej, det där var ju relaterat till honom.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reid. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reid.
Okay,
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to
Jäklar,
have the
vilket fan
opportunity
han
to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
Det är inte religiöst det låter bara det. De testar oss med den här sjukdomen.
Wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Reach the pharmacy.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Jag har fått veta lite mer om honom.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Any news about my operation?
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because
Det är sån
and now I lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself.
Här kommer in.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a
Hyfsat
hot
i alla
meal
fall,
and
men det
got caught in a German bomb raid.
stabilt.
You can't hold yourself responsible for
Haft genrep idag på föreställning så premiär imorgon.
You tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
Oj.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea.
Det är sorgligt.
I just know that I'm all that my kids have.
Det hände ju under första världskriget, så liksom. Det var ju tyvärr många som dog då.
After losing their mother.
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Ja, gud.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Då har jag nog pratat allt med honom så jag kan göra.
My sweet girl.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reid? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansey's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Jag vet inte. Men då finns det grejer som kan vara bättre. Hello.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansey has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reid. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such.
Han är lite dryg, den här killen. Jag förstår varför han ska... Jo då, det är väldigt mycket story mer än gameplay just nu. Men ja. Det är ändå intressant.
Perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected
den här doktorn verkar ju väldigt oentusiastisk om man säger om.
His enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ja, och det är därför till exempel folk dog i vissa sjukdomar förr.
Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research.
För de som inte vågade experimentera lite.
Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that.
Ja, sen är de ju lite övernaturliga. Just det att vi kan få ut information de annars inte skulle säga är ju en sak. Men till exempel det med att jag kan teleportera mig, det är ju en annan sak.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions. Whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reid. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
Vi ser vad vi kan. Ja, här är lite.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your
Nej, det gör jag inte i alla fall.
Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Det är ju ändå lite intressant att det nämndes tidigare här i spelet nu att av alla möjliga personer så råkar det vara någon som jobbar med doktor inom blodtransplantationer som blir en vampyr.
These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reid.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Since your tenure in this hospital is...
Let's just say...
carelessness.
We're here...
I don't
modern...
Tell me, Wade.
Strickland...
Are you thinking...
Harvey Fit...
Why do you wish to...
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be...
If you are...
I'm not the...
Okay. Fick jag svar på det i alla fall.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Då är jag klar med honom. Och nu är det väldigt mycket pratsimulator. Det är så jävla många att prata med.
It's locked, all right.
Kommer jag ingenstans om jag ska gå runt och prata med varenda person här.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Nej. Bring back the wallet. The wallet. The wallet.
It's locked, all right.
Långt. Kan jag komma in här? Om det kan det. Men här var det stopp. Nej, nu. Ah, men fan vad taskigt.
It's locked.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation.
Jag var ju han öppnade ju dörren och så låstes en sekund senare. Ja, här rånar vi lik. Intressant. Undrar vart alla de här grejerna hamnar då. Collectibles, men jag plockar upp massa andra grejer också. Vart är de? Ja, här.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters.
jag säger något mer till dig.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Nej.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Just nu är det som vanligt att jag gör allt annat än det jag kanske borde göra.
What can I do for you, doctor?
Det var Dorothy.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. I cannot enter.
I cannot enter.
What a blundering idiot.
Good
Hade
evening.
du
Good
något
evening,
mer?
Doc. Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Det var klart pratat med honom. Ja, men... ja... Jag tror i alla fall jag har sprungit ett varv runt hela området här. Men vad du testar?
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr.
Här var en
Jonathan
annan.
Reid, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Timmins. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Ah, så en gamling alltså.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me.
Eller en gamling för standarden 1918.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end everybody is doing their best.
Everybody's doing his best, stod det i texten. Men their best var det hon sa. Då ska vi se här vad vi kan... Jag har inga hint som henne.
Goodbye,
Nej,
nurse.
okej.
Call me if you need assistance.
Ja, nej, om vi kanske ska göra... det som spelet vill att jag ska göra. Eller vänta. Just
Good
det.
evening, Milton.
Good evening.
Har jag gjort det?
Goodbye, Milton.
Har jag hittat hans plånbok? Jag missade att jag hittade hans plånbok. Nej, det har jag inte, för jag har ju uppenbart inte hittat hans plånbok.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good
nej.
evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse.
Okej, men då har jag inte hittat plånboken. Det var ju bra. Då har jag inte missat att jag...
This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Mycket lås här alltså. Men vi kollar då på Vad hade vi för quests? Okej, jag har tracking på den. Men alltså han borde ju inte säga. Det borde ju inte vara som alternativ att säga här är din plånbok om jag inte har plånboken. Så jag kanske har den, jag bara inte vet om det.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
För att Dr. Jonathan Reid jag spelar som.
I'm a vampire.
Det är jag också. Dr. Jonathan Reid är ju då utbildad läkare. Har varit i fronten nyligen under första världskriget, kommit tillbaka och har precis då träffat en man som heter Dr. Swansea som då kom på den perfekta dealen att anställa Jonathan som är expert inom blodtransplantation. Och det som är så bra då är ju att Jonathan Reid kan vara nattanställd. För att då är det logiskt att han sover på dagarna.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh
Nej, vi hittade honom.
I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within
som vi jagade i början.
I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard.
Men vi hittade honom och har tagit med blodprov från honom.
Putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Det här är ju intressant för att vi är en vampyr. Någonting säger mig att hon inte är det egentligen, för då hade hon känt av att han var en vampyr.
To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog or bat.
Just nu så lär jag bara känna patienterna lite.
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not.
Så det jag egentligen ska göra nu är att gå upp till mitt nya kontor jag precis har fått. Jag bara gör allt annat än det just nu.
For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Wrong target.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reid. Blood is the only drug I need.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Jo, just det. Nu minns jag vad jag skulle göra.
I know I can count on you. I wish I could say the same for the others.
Jag pratar med dig.
So it is true.
Nej, Dr. Tippet ska jag inte prata om innan, ja.
I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Vi lär oss lite om honom.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reid. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Wait up.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Låter klokt.
Tell me more about cherished people then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Så 100 år sedan liksom. Om hon var en man hade hon gjort det här jobbet bra.
But I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Ja, det är bra. Vi ser om vi har haft någonting då. Nej, inte required på allting. Ja, då kan vi inte göra så mycket mer just nu. Då ska vi se här. Men då testar vi, hade jag hans plånbok då alltså? Eftersom att det fanns som alternativ att säga.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reid.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Tycker inte jag heller. Jag tycker det är en fånig regel.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realised I could make a fortune.
Ja. Var det någon? Nej.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable...
Jag ser hur mycket har jag nu? 72. 315. Vi köper allt han har nu. Tömmer hela hans lager. Woho! Vem var du nu igen?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been
Nej,
introduced yet.
jag har inte träffat henne in.
My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Väldigt pratig just nu känner jag. Men så är det.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Det var ändå fint lite på ett sätt.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis?
Önskar man kunde typ speeda upp hur de pratade, men det finns bara så jag kan skippa det de säger.
Whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Vi kan bevisa motsatsen lite under tiden jag har pratat med honom.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment,
ja, det är väldigt
I feel
mycket.
like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Men det är ju tyvärr är ju det en del av spelet.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change.
Även om det är relevant liksom till storyn. Grejen är ju bara det att jag märker det att jag i sin tur genom att prata med folk låser upp så jag kan prata mer med tidigare folk.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger.
Ja, definitivt.
Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
För liksom vi tittar här liksom så på här har vi liksom karaktärsträdet för vad heter det? Sjukhuset. Och varje sån här är ju liksom en person som jag kan prata med. Och så hela tiden när jag hittar nya saker öppnar den nya saker jag kan prata med andra karaktärer om. Det är liksom en cirkel av mer och mer prat just nu. Så här till exempel så bara, ja. Fick vi en ny karaktär.
No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off.
Oi.
But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Muntliga.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you.
Just nu känns det som en konversationssimulator.
Inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside.
Ja, det är ju ett roleplay-spel så att
living proof that there's hope for me.
Kan vara det.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Ja. Nej, det var det.
For now, Mr. Elwood.
Här har vi en till jag kan prata med. Nej, nu skiter vi och pratar med massor folk hela tiden. Nu tar vi oss upp till vårt kontor här. Andra våningen var det. Var minns jag dock inte. Ja, där är det låst så garanterat inte dit då. Här uppe är ju tredje våningen. Här var stoppen då. Men då kan det inte vara dit i alla fall. Då är det där fel. Dr. Swans. Nej, han var upptagen. Upp här har vi en till stängd dörr. Ja, men vad bra. Då finns det ju bara en plats att gå till. Det är ju perfekt. Då måste det ju vara hitåt. Någonstans. Antar jag. Inte det här är mitt kontor. Vänta lite.
It's locked.
Vad låst. Fan. Vad låst. Vad har vi? Tippets Strickland Dr. Ackroyd. Oj. T. Elwoods medical file. Thomas Elwood. 8. Oj, han är yngre än mig alltså. Han som jag pratade med är 1 år yngre än vad jag är. Det är klart de är ju ganska unga som skickas ut i krig. Dr. Reid, här är det!
This must be the place.
Oj!
It's definitely away from prying eyes.
Det var inte ett litet kontor jag fick.
A kingdom of my own. At
Fan
least I
vad
will be
schysst.
sleeping in a coffin.
Vad schysst, jag fick ett jäkla stort rum. Var vi här då? Ja, okej, vi kan tillverka olika saker. Analysera.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood, and show the sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much.
Article on Econs. Orkar inte läsa. Jag har lite pengar. Då ska vi se här. Om vi kan vi uppgradera någonting? Nu när jag är i en hideout. Det var väl det som var kravet. When resting. Okej. Nu kan jag uppgradera. Okej, vad har vi här då? Koagulation. Okej. Vad har vi mer här då? Ja. Level 6. Jaha, okej, vi är på level 8. Physical power. Vad är det här då? Blood capacity. Blood absorb. Blood absorber. 300, 300, 300, 300, 300. 1000. $600. Det är jobbigt att jag inte liksom, att jag måste gå hela vägen in på dem för att se ens vad det är jag kan liksom, om jag ens kan göra något med det. Tusen. 1300. Ja, okej. Ja, men då kan vi inte uppgradera någonting mer nu då. Jag kan ju börja på den här i alla fall. Ja, okej, jag måste ha tillräckligt mycket. Nej. Confirm. Så. Den följande natten.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Fan, jag fick 75 XP där. Då kan jag faktiskt uppgradera en sak till. Så. Perfekt. Ja, fuck. Gick en hel natt till för jag gjorde det där. Tänkte det. Okej. Nu väntar de på mig här. Men tyvärr kommer de behöva vänta en hel vecka. Tekniskt sett innan jag kommer hjälpa dem. För att jag måste börja avrunda nu eftersom att jag ska upp imorgon. Vi har premiär klockan 11 på morgonen så jag ska vara där klockan 9. Att jag kanske inte räknas som helt. Trycka på fel däremellan. Så det betyder att vi måste avsluta för ikväll nu. Det var ju inte så länge eftersom att jag kom hem sent för genrepet och så. Men på söndag så spelar vi vidare Lego Star Wars igen. Ja, det är väl det som jag har framåt. Och sen en ny vecka och så är det tisdag vanlig stream, torsdag disco-torsdag, fredag det här igen och så vidare och så vidare. Men nu måste jag se till att komma i säng så att jag orkar upp imorgon. Och ni får ha det så bra. Så tackar jag för ikväll att ni tog i tiden och kom förbi den här lilla stunden vi fick på 2 timmar ungefär. Som tyvärr började ganska tyst för att jag glömde att unmuta micken. Det kan vara bra att göra. Men det gjorde inte jag. För så långt tänkte inte jag. Uppenbarligen. För att jag glömde bort det. Men nu avslutar vi för ikväll. Vi ses på söndag med Lego Star Wars. Adjöken.